What's going on, everyone? Good night. Welcome to episode 11 of the Parlor Talk. We are super excited to be here. We have a special edition of the Parlor Talk tonight. This is going inside Green Rock, and we have the GM and one of the part owners here, Brandon Bovino. He's going to kick it off with industry talk, and then followed up by artist duo Olive and Oil. For the artist spotlight, we're going to talk to them about some of their original music productions, and then kind of their role that they play in creating the environment and giving the energy as a DJ, one of the DJs that we have at Green Rock. So, Brandon, how you doing, man? Welcome to Parlor Talk.
Good, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, why don't you let everyone know, kind of, give the Green Rock spiel. If someone never heard of Green Rock, what would you tell them about it?
Uh, Family spot, man. You walk in there, at least when you go in there a couple times, you at least know someone every time you go in, whether you go yourself or a couple friends. Um, Above average bar food. I hate to even call it bar food because it's not. And then on the weekends, it's just such a good time. The best music around. Obviously, I got the best DJs, so that always helps. But um, just a family atmosphere. Everyone feels at home when they're there. They feel comfortable. They always have a great time. That's guaranteed. So just a family spot, really.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Brandon, being one of the most humble guys I know here, we're talking
Yeah,
about a we're talking about Green Rock in Hoboken downtown. Probably one of the best locations you could have in the Hoboken area.
right.
And again, they have amazing food. They have great atmosphere. They have fantastic staff and bartenders. What he is leaving out is the fact that on the weekends there's an hour line to get in, whether it's sunny, rainy, or snowing. So uh, Brandon and his team have done a fantastic job building a culture around this party atmosphere that happens later in the day. Some days on Sundays, I mean, you guys are known for your Sundays football. That's a 15-hour affair, right? From doors open to doors closed.
Yeah. Especially early on in the season, we open the doors at 10. Week one, week two, week three, pretty much all the way up to week eight. Everyone's super pumped. Football's back, obviously. It always helps, obviously, when the Giants and Jets are good. Hasn't happened in a while. Hopefully, it happens this year. But from 10 a.m. to 12, 1, 2 a.m., especially in the early on season, it's all day. It's tough, but it's a lot of fun. Whether you're coming in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, it's a different vibe. We got different DJs going on in the morning, afternoon, and night. So we got different sound, and obviously the games are always good. So it's definitely a fun day.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. And I know,
Yeah,
excuse me. So Green Rock just celebrated 18 years of operation.
yeah, 18 years in February. So we've been open since what 2002. Obviously, I was not here during that time, but um, it's been a crazy. I've been there 5 years now, so
And every
hopefully,
season appears to just get wilder and wilder, man. I mean, that's been my experience
yeah,
involved with the
yeah.
Green Rock team.
And
So
it's been 5 years, but it's gone. I feel like it was yesterday. I just started. It's going fast, so I can't ask for anything better.
for the people that are watching, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? So you started as a bartender, barback, food service. How'd you kind of get into the industry?
So I kind of actually fell into it really. I just graduated college and I was working in the city. I needed to make a couple extra bucks because I didn't have any money for rent. So I started bartending at this place in Carlstadt. And then one of my best friends from home was like, "Why don't you come work at Green Rock?" Started working at Green Rock on the weekends. I was living in the city, so I was doing a reverse commute on the weekend. It was pretty crazy. But so between that, I was doing my day job and then working at Green Rock on the weekend as a bartender. And then things just kind of fell into place. The old managers, still owners of the business, moved on to other ventures, and they needed other guys to step up and fill their roles. So I was lucky enough to be placed into that, and that's kind of how I became a manager. And from there, managing to ownership, just kind of worked my way up, and here I am now. So
And the rest is history, man. That's
yeah,
awesome, and that's a true
exactly.
that's a true come up and growing with a place. I don't think there would be any better fit for someone to run it than someone that grew up there. So
Yeah,
that's
and I
beautiful.
mean between that and the day job, it just got to a point where I was having a lot more fun, and I was just a little bit better at what I did here. So I took on that full time role, just being at Green Rock every day, 24/7, and I'm lucky I have the best staff, so it makes my life easier. But what we've done the last couple of years cannot be done without them. So
Yeah, shout
thankful
out to
for
the
them.
team, man. I know you have a
Yeah.
lot of long-standing staff, and that's a testament to your leadership and the way you run the ship there. So, again, so let's talk a little bit more about football. I know recently this past season, you guys were published all over the news for a very special guest. Why don't you tell everyone who stopped by Green Rock?
Yeah. So it's funny. Eli Manning showed up, obviously, as we all know. Um, but it was funny. I was there. I was standing at the bar, and I had seen Daniel Jones come in a few times before that. So when I saw him at the bar, I wasn't necessarily surprised. But then I saw the guy next to him, and it was Eli. And it was funny that they came up. They ordered like 4 or 5 Bud Lights for them and their other guys. And obviously you want to take care of Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. So the bartender at the time, it was like $40, 4 Bud Lights, and I was like, no, 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 no. that's not who you want to charge Bud Lights for, or 2 at least. So we set them up in the back. There with a bunch of guys from the team. Saquon Barkley was there. So a couple of the guys. They came in at like 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. So you know what's going on Sunday night there. It's been a long day. It's kind of like zombie hour, but they brought a good energy to the spot that night. And we put them up in the corner. They're playing some flip cups, some quarters, having a fun time. And I mean, the best part was they had a great time. Everyone stayed safe. Everyone was good. And obviously, the days after, the hours after, brought a lot of publicity to the place, and nothing but good things came out of that. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Don't guys again. Brandon, one of the most humble guys I know. Don't let him downplay this. This was all over the national news. I mean, ESPN. And, you name
Yeah.
the news outlet. They were talking about Green Rock. So just fantastic stuff. And they knew about it, right? So that just talks to the, I would say, overall brand that you guys have, just as an establishment, right? Like, hey, what are you guys doing after the game? We're gonna go to Green Rock. Like, I mean, there's
Yeah.
1,000 places to go, but they chose to come
Yeah.
to
The fact
yours.
that we could reach some NFL players, and that they were in, I think they were in Washington that day playing. And the fact that they would come from Washington, take that bus ride down,
Yep.
back to Hoboken, and back up, I should say, back to Hoboken, and come to Green Rock is humbling. It's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, dude, that's fantastic, man. So, couple questions for you here. So, what's your favorite song that gets played at Green Rock? Because I mean, for those that don't know, Green Rock being in Hoboken, New Jersey, a lot of Jersey Shore influence there. We play a lot of house music and just a lot of different stuff. But what's like your favorite track? You have one?
To be honest, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, The Calling, it's great," and I love that song, and it gets the crowd going every single time, no matter how many times you play it. It's been played maybe 2 or 3 times in a night, or 2 times in a day on a Sunday fun day, and every time the place it's just electric. But I'm more like I love the late hours, like 1:30, 2 o'clock. We start playing some oldies, and that's when I really get going. The night's kind of close to over. I could have a couple drinks, and um, once we get those old songs going, and
Right.
just the old house. I love the alternative rock.
Yep.
The '90s rock brings me back to my childhood days. So I always like that stuff, and Alloy does a great job of doing that on Friday nights. They mix it up real good with the alternative rock. So
Yeah, that's killer.
obviously we got our Flashback Fridays. So they do a good job there, and that's probably what I like the most. But you guys all bring a different sound, whether it's you, Cam, Alloy, Ivan. You guys all every week it seems like you got something new coming out. So every week I pretty much have a different favorite song, but yeah, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everything is good.
So tell me about the story. I've seen some flyers going around mid-season about DJ BB Guns, man. Tell me the backstory on this.
I don't know. I mean, through my time there, I've bartended, I've bounced, I've bar backed, I've pretty much done it all as far as different facets of the business. So I was like, why don't I try some DJing one night? And luckily, it was at a time where it was a little died down.
Right.
People were partying all night, so they weren't necessarily listening to who was playing or what was playing. So it was easy for me to please the crowd, I should say. But it's cool. You guys are the best because you guys let me go back there and do my thing, and you guys got all these controls, and I don't want to mess anything up. But you guys let me take the reins a little bit and play with it, and it's fun. It is really a good time. Playing a song that gets people going is a good feeling. So
awesome.
I get what you guys do it for.
No, it's cool. And like for those that don't know, Brandon just started started DJing, and all of a sudden, like from the DJ community perspective, all of a sudden we're like, who's DJ BB? Guns. Why is he on the flyer, right? And then everyone knew it was you.
Yeah,
That's a funny little joke.
Yeah, I think
man.
Ivan came up
cool.
with that name at some point, or maybe it was Cam, but and then Ivan made me a sticker. It got actually pretty serious, and then I had to kind of bring it back because people were expecting big things, and I just wasn't ready for those expectations. So,
hey man, if you could stick
I
with
had to practice a little bit more.
If you're sticking with the '90s alternative rock, that's your lane, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so there's the biggest question that we have all wanted to know, and everyone that's following wants to know: what is with the napkins thing? And Chris has a question for you. There's a statistic flying around. We need you to validate it for us.
Yeah, we heard there's a rumor flying around. You guys go through like 3 million napkins a year. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Honestly, I'd have to check the numbers, to be honest. I can get an exact number for you. I gotta say it's probably close to that.
It's definitely a line item on the P&L.
Yeah, it's definitely a sunk cost. I should definitely say, just money on the ground. But no, it's an aspect of the business that people love. I get people coming in that have never been to Green Rock before, and they're like, "Yo, is this a napkin bar?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, yeah, we throw napkins, but we're not a napkin bar." But I mean, people love it. You get behind the bar and people ordering drinks, and they're like, "Oh, can I get some napkins too?" And so you just dish them out.
It's the energy, man.
Obviously, the energy, it's everything. And obviously, you have to throw it at the right time. Some people don't understand that. We gotta get that fixed. But
we need training. We should do a training video.
Yeah, right.
How to properly throw napkins.
Live stream napkin throw. The art.
The napkin bar. I haven't heard that one, but the napkin bar. That's funny, man.
Yeah, that should be a category on Google Maps.
Napkin bar. Yeah, I'll put that as one of the keyword search items when you go on Google.
Oh, geez, that's
Green
funny,
Rock pops up.
No, that's awesome. So another thing you guys are known for, and I think you and the team are behind this, is this super exclusive Sunday shirt deal where you get it. So tell us about it. How many shirts you get printed? You come up with 15 designs, and when they run out, they run out. If you get them, you get them. You don't.
Yeah, so basically what we do, and shout out to HJ. HJ is the guy that he's our head of security, obviously, but he's also my good friend, and he's also one of my partners at Green Rock. And he's done the T-shirt thing before I've gotten there. He was doing that, and he's been at Green Rock way before I was there. And so he's been always like the creative guy behind it. So he and I and others, I mean, we take anyone from the staff that has an idea. If they have an idea for a shirt, we put it on and we kind of mock it up and see what we like. And we don't necessarily plan it out for 15 weeks. There's a lot of things that come up during the season that we want to jump on.
Right.
And so we'll have ideas in the bank ready to go. But for the most part, it's week by week, which can cause a lot of logistic issues with the guy printing them and making sure we get the shirts on time. So that's kind of scary, but we always seem to get it right. And Isha does a good job, but we usually order about 70 to 100 shirts a week, and it's really first come, first serve. Obviously, we sell them, but you get them with some other drink specials. If you order some pitchers, you get a free T-shirt. So they definitely go quick. We've had some really good ones, and it's crazy. I mean, each week, every year, we come up with something different, which is really really hard to do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So that's a Sunday football thing, right?
Yeah, just Sunday football. I mean, we made shirts before for like Leprechaun and SantaCon,
right.
Some other big events, but for the most part, just Sundays.
No, that's fire, man. And then, so tell the people a little bit about the if they want the VIP table experience that you guys offer on Sundays, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, VIP tables. I mean, we reserve tables. We got obviously the waitresses there. They're doing a kick-ass job, really hustling and making sure everyone's getting their food and their drinks. But around like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, once those first afternoon games are over, those tables are up. The bar's pretty much at full capacity. Everyone's dancing, so those tables get up pretty quick. But they're definitely a hot commodity come football season, and they sell out pretty quick. And it's nice. We never really used to do that as far as reserving tables
Right.
and kind of that route. But it's really worked out in our favor, and it's kind of made those Sundays a little bit better and busier early on. And people generally give good feedback and they love it. So.
Yeah, that's killer, man. And for those of you that don't know, like people that are tuned in, so you can reserve those tables ahead of time. They go really, really quick, and so you can have like 4, 8, 10 people at a table, and you get a server, drinks, and food, and everyone comes in early. They eat, watching the first set of games, and then we kind of roll into the club. So I think it's a cool
Right.
business model. I think it's a creative way for you guys to drive some more revenue too, right? That was another way to kind of get those tabs up.
Yeah, of course, and especially. It's also a great way to get our food out there because for me, I mean, for all of us that are involved and a part of Green Rock, obviously we know the nightlife's great and everyone has a good time when they're there on a Friday, Saturday night, Sunday during the day. But the food doesn't get the recognition that it should. I just want, obviously we got our new menu out, which is fresh and everything, and we've gotten some good feedback lately. But anyone that's come in there and has had the food, sometimes they're like, "Yo, I didn't even know you guys had food." And
Right.
you like give them the menu, and they're like, "Wow!" Like, and they have something, and they're like, "Yo, this is great. This is the best burger I ever had." And it's like, "Yeah, we serve."
Right.
So just getting that out there and getting more recognition about that, and the tables on Sundays has definitely helped kind of pump up that menu and pump up our food in general.
Yeah, that's awesome because Hoboken's known for its food scene in general. So it's like,
Right.
wings and a burger just isn't cutting it anymore in the Hoboken scene, right? People's expectations are a little bit higher. So it's what are you doing to kind of make it
Yeah,
unique and
yeah,
special?
you're right actually. And a lot of I mean, when you typically think of typical bar food, you think grabbing something from the freezer, throwing it in the fryer. We don't do any of that. I had the kitchen guys there earlier in the week prepping everything. Our chicken fingers are homemade. We batter them, bread them, everything, throw them in the fryer after that. But everything's fresh. Everything's made to order, and our burger meat's specific. We get a certain grain and a certain mixture from Palo Frita, and just everything that goes into it. Those kitchen guys do a really good job, and I just hope that we can get that out there a little bit more and pump up that food. So it takes time, but it'll get there.
Yeah, that's dope. And for everyone that's listening, if you don't know what Green Rock is, or when you guys, people that are listening back to this episode, we're going to put all the information for Green Rock down below in the description. You guys can go check out some of the videos that are out there for the nightlife, the menus for the food, and all that stuff. You could just get involved over there at, just get involved at Green Rock because they have a great offering, experience, food, nightlife, everything, man.
Yeah, everyone's over here right now talking about all the food. They're just like naming food items in the chat right now. So like shout out to the empanadas. Peter said shout out to the French onion soup. So whatever you guys are doing over there, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and so Brandon, just so you know, we're streaming live right now to YouTube. You got a bunch of people in here. Connor says, "What's up, man? Keep chasing the dream." So you got
Shout
some
out
love.
Connor,
We got some love here. Olive Oil said,
Good stuff,
"Dancing
good
Queen
stuff.
is their favorite song." No surprise there. So it's cool. There's a lot of love and a lot of support from the live stream here. So tell us about.
Yeah, it's good to see the support.
So you've been at
especially
Green
this
Rock
time.
for 5 years. So tell us about the
Yeah.
White Claw phenomenon, where it went from buckets of Bud Light to just unlimited amounts and running out of White Claws every day. So tell us about because
Yeah.
you do the liquor ordering, right? So you see the trend change.
Yeah. So I remember I first took over the liquor ordering and beer ordering. I think it was last year, last winter or something like that. And it was between like White Claw and Truly as far as hard seltzer. I was like, all right, we got to get a hard seltzer in here. And I did a little poll on social media, and I got an overwhelming amount of people coming back with White Claw, White Claw, White Claw. So we decided to get White Claw, and then pretty much start of this football season, it just took a crazy spike up. I was ordering 100+ cases a week of White Claw, and it was crazy. The White Claw guys were like, "Yo, you're our biggest account in Hudson County. Like, what are you doing?" I was like,
Right.
I'm not doing anything. People just want that. It was just something that just really took off. And I mean, as far as why, I can't tell you. I mean, if you think about it, it's simple. I'm pissed that I didn't think about it. Vodka or malt liquor and seltzer together in a can is like, it's genius.
You're like, duh.
Exactly. It's like, well, that's yeah.
It's like a
That's
Tito's
stupid. Why didn't I
Club
think of
with
that?
no ice, and you're not
Yeah.
gonna spill it. Like it's just
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Everything about it's just perfect. So, you
Yeah.
know,
People shotgun them. It's crazy.
yeah. My
Crazy.
big question to you though, what's your favorite flavor? Because this is like a hot debate.
Yeah. To be honest, probably black cherry.
Okay.
But I'm a big high noon guy. High
Okay.
noon's
Whoa.
kind of yeah,
Well, all
yeah.
right.
Not
I
to
guess
piss
White
off any
Claw's
of my
not
White
paying
Claw
you enough there.
distributors, but no, I mean the high noon has got that real vodka in it,
Yeah.
and the the watermelon actually, watermelon flavor high noon,
All right,
really
I
really
gotta
kicking
take that
off.
recommendation.
People are
Man.
starting to like that.
I'm gonna check that
I'm
out. I
telling you,
haven't tried it
yeah,
yet.
if there's the next one that's coming, I think it's high noon and it's watermelon.
That's
Heard
what
it
I've
here
been
first.
hearing. That's what I've been hearing. The White Claws, I like them, but I could drink like 10, and I don't even feel like
Yeah,
as fucked up as like one glass of whiskey, which is like really makes me
yeah.
question like what's actually in it. Is there anything actually in it? I don't know. I feel good
It's
when I
malt
drink
liquor,
them,
so
but
it's yeah. I mean, for me, it's like I have one or two, and then I got to switch to like a real drink. Vodka soda, like actually in a cup,
Right.
or just start ripping shots. That's what you
No,
got to do.
that's cool, man. And I agree. It's like I try not to mix them actually. Like if I'm going all claw, I'm just claws all day, and then or hard liquor. Like I learned my lesson
respect that.
mixing them once or twice. So, but I do remember like I vividly remember this. I played opening week for football, early set, which is it's my vibe, 11-4, and
Yep.
every table had like 4 buckets of White Claws. Every table, there was not a Bud Light in hand. Literally,
Yeah.
and the bar's packed, man. And it was really like eye opening, and because I come from like I was like a bar A Tuesday guy. We were drinking like the flat Miller Lite 25-cent beers, right? And now you like switch over to
Yeah.
these
Beat the clock.
like $4, $5, $6 White Claws, and it's like a whole different animal. But that's cool, man. And that's cool to see like a perspective from a bar owner.
course.
How things have changed from that perspective. So, anyone on your team you want to give recognition to? Just shout out some of the Green Rock family while you're on live here, because we got a bunch of people watching. The whole team's live.
I mean, everyone, bartenders. I mean, for the most part, my bartenders and my servers and everyone that I employ, whether it's DJs, barbacks, kitchen guys, bouncers. Shout out to bouncers: Larry, Bernard, HJ, Jerome, Frank, Cosmo, Stewie, Fernando. I mean, those guys. I should probably shout out them the most because they're keeping everyone safe.
Right.
Doing such a great job, and especially the guys outside. They're standing out there in the cold on winter nights. It's tough, man. But just my whole staff. Shout out my whole staff. They're the greatest. I very rarely hire people. I've got such a close knit group, so.
Awesome, man. But like super well said. And once again, we appreciate you coming on the Parlor Talk. Everyone needs to go check out Green Rock Hoboken on Instagram. Just Google Green Rock. You can start to get a taste of what's going on. But myself, Chris, the whole team, everyone that's logged in, just lots of love coming from the live chat right now. And thanks again, Brandon. Thanks for coming on Parlor Talk.
Of course, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, sit real tight.
Thank you.
Just put it on mute for 1 second. All right, so next up, we got the Hoboken duo, Olive and Oil, 2 of my favorite DJs, young and up-and-coming kids. These guys are DJs. They are producers, and they're just putting out all tons of great music, and we're going to have them on for the Auto Spotlight. So if you guys just want to sit tight, we're going to patch them in, and we'll be back in just a minute. Hey, Brandon, thanks again, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And we're back. Sit tight, guys. We'll be with you in a few minutes.
Seconds. Is that good?
Few seconds.
Yeah, sit a little bit closer together. I can't see you both. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Rotate it.
Rotate. You can rotate your phone, man.
We're on the laptop.
Oh, cool. All right.
Go to video and hit rotate.
Go up to the top left and go to video, and it'll rotate to landscape.
Be somewhere. There.
There we go.
There we
There
go.
we go. There we go.
Hey, boys.
Boom.
Ooh.
Here's your
Well,
mic.
Yo, welcome to Parlor
got-
Talk.
We're
Episode
gonna
11,
use
man.
microphones.
We got fake mics.
microphones.
Yo, fake mics. I love that. All right, guys. So, welcome to Parlor Talk. This is olive and oil. Ryan and Kevin, two awesome guys here. They are producers, DJs, all around fun guys, napkin throwers, alternative rock players. They do a little bit of everything, man. So, why don't you tell everyone
Yeah.
out in the world here that's listening on the live stream, tell them a little bit about yourselves. Just introduce yourself.
So what's good? Brian, Chris, how we doing?
What's up, boys?
Good, man.
Doing good. I'm Kevin. This is Ryan. We're Olive Oil Music. We're from North Jersey. Shout out Nutley, New Jersey.
Whoa.
I'm home from. We started about 4 years ago.
4 or 5 years
4 or
ago
5
about
years
that.
ago. And yeah, we've been kind of DJing ever since. Started from the private events industry, all the weddings, bar mitzvahs, all that fun stuff, and kind of got into the nightlife industry about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was
2-3 years
two
ago.
years ago. We played our first bar over in Totowa. We did a college Wednesday night. It was called Murph's
Dope.
Tavern,
Dope.
which was a good time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, from before that, we would start at fraternity parties and all that stuff. And then
Humble
from
beginnings, man.
yeah, and then from Murph's, we would do Mills in Hoboken occasionally. We started Thursday nights at Mills.
Dope.
But yeah,
Yeah, and then I mean, since what was it, last year? Since not this past November, but November prior, November 2018, we've been at Green Rock pretty much every Friday night.
That's killer, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Brandon.
1
Shout out
year.
to the Green Rock family.
1 year at Green Rock. So
Yo,
yeah,
pull
just
your,
honestly growing, learning.
do me a favor. Pull your screen down a little bit.
All right.
Pull it down. Yeah,
How's that?
there it is. Hey, boys.
There we go.
Now we got the
Whoa.
whole olive and the whole oil.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I'm big to fit in, so might need a little bit wider of a screen.
No,
no,
that-
we good, guys. Don't worry.
That's awesome, man. So you guys bring a really unique dynamic for those that don't know olive oil. Not only do you guys produce your own music, your own unique edits, but Kevin, you're an MC, right? So you guys have this interactive duo thing going on.
Yeah.
MC by nature, and that's kind of how we started when we did the private events. Like I didn't even know how to DJ. Ryan didn't even know how to DJ. I started with like photo booths and all that stuff, and then I saw myself doing more of the MC stuff,
Right.
while Ryan really did more of the DJing, and we started just going out and doing our own thing. And then in college, really, before we got into the bar scenes, we were making a killing on doing college formals. So I would go
Yeah.
and MC college formals.
Dope.
And we've actually, I don't know if you guys see the flags behind us. These are all the schools that we've DJ'd.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Fire.
most of them Jersey, but we traveled around. The last year in April, we went to Clemson. That was fucking awesome.
That's probably
a great time.
it's wild
I don't know if I
down
can
there.
curse. Sorry about that. Freaking awesome.
You can do whatever you
But
want, man. It's
yeah,
2020.
we started with doing that, and then naturally through doing the bar scene and everything else with that, I want to continue that MC, continue that interaction with my crowd. So we really kind of took that to the bar scene, to the nightlife.
Yeah, that's dope. So Ryan, you're behind the decks. You're spinning the tracks. Tell me, where are you guys getting your music from? Do you guys have you like music pools? You getting it from other DJs? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, we got subscriptions we have Digital Music Pool, Headliner Music Club, Zip DJ. Those are the 3 music pools that we use. And then, I mean, other stuff like if we hear a mashup that, like, say, Axel and Grosso made it, or something like that, we'll try to find that see if anybody has that up for download, if somebody remade it or something like that. Because those always end up being, like, obviously the best mashups. Like, those guys could shit out remixes like it's their job. It's like Axel just put out that Graveyard remix, and it's like a bomb, and it just came out of nowhere. But yeah, that's majority of where we get our music from. Then like all the sing along stuff. My boss for the private events, like he has Billboard's top 100 from 1959 to current.
Sick.
So I have all that like just ready to go.
Yeah.
That's
You probably
awesome,
have
man.
like 50,000, you think? or is that a little high?
I think it's like we got like 350 gigs of music.
Which is like it's a lot. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
unreasonable, right? You know, there's always like we always bump into guys that have 200,000 songs in their library, 300,000 songs. Like guys that are just hoarders.
Yeah.
And that's not just like I'm not like disrespecting people. Some people enjoy having a extensive category.
Yeah.
I went through like just personally I was the same way. I was up over 500 gigs in my library,
Yeah.
and I you know what I started to realize I don't need 4 edits of Party Rock Anthem. So
True.
like
Yeah.
so I was able to I would say probably like 3 years ago I spent like 2 months solid just working on my library, cleaning out duplicates and moving out the trash, and like there's YouTube rips from when I was in college, and you just kind of go through the stuff that like hey, this was like I used to just rip the promo only CDs onto my hard drive.
Yeah.
Every week I would rip the everything that was on it. I had all this like bizarre shit, so I was able to like get it down to like 250 gigs, and I've been able to manage it there. But that's good. Like, and I think you make a good point about having like a really good back category, a backlog.
Yeah, we try to. I mean, for us, we just try to have a little bit of everything. We don't want to just have just house music or just specific like one genre
Right.
type of.
Yeah.
Like
So
have everything. There's no reason not.
So if you were to describe your style to someone that never heard you play, how would you describe it?
We're weird. We're definitely weird.
We're kind of all over the place when we DJ. I mean, I guess I don't want to say like the best way to describe it is like a party, but I mean at the end of the day, it's kind of like how it is. It's just like we just want to have fun. So like dropping I mean one of my favorite things to do is like play TV show themes.
Okay.
We do a whole TV like theme show like set.
Like
a
it's like
skit.
they're like throwback ones. So like it's like your Drake and Josh, Hannah Montana,
Yep.
Zoe 101, iCarly, all that, like that stuff murders. Like it's because everybody that's going to the bars now, like majority of them I would say are our age, or like like in that like early 20s, early 30s realm. They all know it, and like, dude, I shit you not, these people like they scream these songs like at the top of their lungs. Like I would say that's a good way to describe it. I like to try to play things that I know people are gonna sing really loud.
We play a lot of throwbacks. At the end of the day, like obviously open format, that's kind of how it is. We play progressive, we play, obviously mashups and can go hard in that aspect. But we probably play the most throwbacks, I would say, in all Hoboken, and just different stuff too.
But
we pride ourselves in playing different shit.
But do you play tech?
Of course.
That's
the
man.
late night gems right there.
Yeah, I mean everyone.
I do deep searches in SoundCloud to find my tech. I got some European stuff. Oh man, I got some new stuff.
All right. I just needed to check. It was just like a sanity.
Of course.
The people just need to know that Olive Oil plays tech.
We do.
They
Tech
also
Night
make
is
tech.
in the works at Green Rock.
Yeah, we are.
Tech Night is in the works.
We were gonna do it. I think we were gonna try to do it in April, but
it's getting
maybe
postponed to
maybe
May.
May, depending on when we come out of all this.
COVID got the best of that,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
No worries, man. It's just a positive that we're looking at this as a stepping stone. It's going to propel everyone into the next, the next season. So we're looking forward to it. But Tech Night's coming
100%.
up. Shout out to Cam, EDM Classics Night coming up.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
it's gonna be dope. But that's cool, man. Yeah, like I think you guys are known for the sing-alongs and being really interactive with the crowd. I mean, like I think pretty much 50% of the time I walk in, there's definitely a limbo stick involved.
Confetti is always shot.
Confetti every Friday night.
Brandon was talking about your napkin allowance was excessive last season. We got to work on going that down. That's funny, man.
We have an expense account to buy napkins.
All right, so talk to us about the production aspect. You guys produce together. What kind of DAW do you use? I know you guys have a lot of followers. Your SoundCloud is phenomenal. So maybe tell us more about that.
I mean, for our production, I would say like we do it together. When it comes to like say a remix, like we try to pick a song that doesn't have a lot of remixes. That way, for search result purposes, and also we want it to be a song that we enjoy.
Yeah. And we do kind of go after, throwback type songs, sing-along type songs to remix, something different. We use Logic, by the way, and definitely a stepping stone kind of on our production. And we actually met him through our private industry. Like when we did the private events, is really Dean Anthony. Like we do a lot with him.
We've worked with Dean a lot,
and he's really
taught
us a lot of stuff when it comes to production. So I just want to give a big shout out to him. with that. But yeah, really just try to remix just different stuff. Really taking the extra step to find, like, for example, we have What's Up, our remix, probably of our best one. We did a remix with Donna Summer.
Dope.
We have a couple other things on the way that are definitely different.
And I think too, a lot of the songs that we've remixed so far kind of comes from our influences growing up. Like, I mean, my dad, my mom, like, dad's a huge Elton John fan, mom's a huge Blondie fan. Like, I was always going to all those concerts. They're always playing 70s music in the house when I was growing up. So, I mean, that kind of, like, propelled my music interest, I would say.
Right.
And, I mean, I know it's kind of the same for Kev, too.
Yeah.
And that's why we tend to try to remix the older songs rather than... Because everybody wants to remix the new pop track.
Of course.
So we try to stay away from that, I guess. Like, we're not against it by any means, but there's 50 remixes to So Close or I Don't Care. And so, like, we want to try to remix something that, like, people know and just make it like a dance version of it, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we try to find songs that we can bring back into our sets in a new sounding way, you know? And I feel like that is a trend going on right now of people doing, like, reworks of new music and, like, a 2020 edit or a 2020 remix. So that's what we were trying to do, mostly sing-along type songs.
It's cool that you guys bring that up, too, because it's something we actually spoke about yesterday. We were trying to kind of take people to explain to them the music that we grew up listening to because our parents listened to it. Our kids are going to grow up listening to Calling. And when they're DJing in the club, because obviously all of our kids are going to be DJs, right?
Yep.
So when they're DJing in the club, they're going to be like dropping like new remixes of Calling. And they're going to be like, their heads are going to explode, like when we play Journey now, and like everyone's like,
right.
All these white kids, their heads explode because that's what they listen to growing up.
All kids' heads will explode. That's a good point. So,
all of them, every single one.
Yeah, no, that's funny, and I like that vibe. I saw, like, on your SoundCloud, you guys have some interesting mixes. I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you have a mix that's 1 hour of all Calabria remixes.
Yes.
So it's
4 hours for an hour.
It's the same drop for an hour.
The same drop, pretty much. Inverted.
I think the reason why we've done, we did one with Jingle Bells too. It's just kind of like like stop remixing this fucking song. There's so many of them.
It was a
like,
troll effort.
What?
Yeah, it was a troll effort?
Yeah, but it's got plays, man.
Pretty much at the end of the day.
Because we were going through our laptop one day because this was back like when we were still in college.
Yeah,
and we were like, bro, why do we have like 10 remixes to Calabria? I think we need like let's just put them all together and like, bro, and people listen to it. That's the insane part.
It's got plays, man.
Yeah,
it's probably like frat parties, like. You know what? That's like a huge thing I see a lot of down at Monmouth because we're all in this Monmouth University area.
You're right, yeah.
We see like every frat has a song that's their theme song. And if we play that out at any of these places that they go to, they just explode. They don't need to be in that frat or that sorority. They're all just screaming at the top of their lungs, like, or chanting whatever the theme is to that song.
Yeah.
And like if we threw a remix with one of these songs together, they're just going to keep going. They'll just go for an hour. So I think like you kind of hit it there. Like if you find the right song and just like throw an hour of it into a mix, like people are just going to listen to it. Like there's just a niche for it.
Yeah.
I remember specifically with making that, we were looking at our library and kind of like what we just talked about. Like I remember playing the frat parties. We would try to pick a different Calabria remix or edit to definitely play, and it got to the point where we looked and we have like 15 different ones, and we're like, bro, we might as well just make a mix of all of it because people always ask for that song when we were playing and stuff. We're like, fuck it, we'll make a mix of it, and surprisingly people were listening to it, like listening 45 minutes straight with pretty much the same drop, just different sounds, you know.
So it's hilarious.
Stupid, but yeah, that was back in the Vineyard days. We used to make the mix shows.
Long time ago.
We kind of stopped it because SoundCloud strikes. So
yeah.
Don't want those.
Yeah, my understanding is SoundCloud's coming back a little bit. They kind of pulled off the brakes. I know some people that are consistently putting up their mixes. I don't. Yeah. I'm full Mixcloud for all my mixes because I just choose to stay over there and pushing more originals on my SoundCloud because it just won't bother you there. But so you guys mentioned, I know you are we're talking about all your different type of remixes and stuff. We have one of your remixes queued up here. Which is the one that you sent me, Ryan?
I think it's What's Up.
Yeah, we
I
sent
think it's
What's
the
Up.
Four Non Blondes.
What's up?
All right, introduce this remix. This is the Olive Oil remix to What's Up. Who's the artist?
Four Non Blondes.
Wow.
90s alternative.
90s alternative. All right, here we go. We're going to rip it. This is the Olive Oil remix. Here we go.
Whoa. We might throw napkins at the drop. Just a warning. So, Kev, if you got it,
Oh, hold on. I'll get some then too.
You
Hold
got
on.
napkins?
Go grab some. You probably got
We
you
have
probably got like
napkins
20
here.
seconds till the drop.
We're at the studio right now. We have napkins. Get them, fish. Not yet. Put those hands up. Let's go, Class Kills. Oh, we got the bad napkins.
All right, a couple things I really like about that remix. One, you retain the original structure and the original lyrics, which I love, which I think is a 10 out of 10 must for playability.
100%. Yeah,
Very
that's why we did it.
Love that. I like the chords coming in, like those big, like that progressive sound. I think people are looking for that stuff. I think that's super dope. And then the energy, like that crispy bass that's running through the drop is fire. And then, like, obviously,
the bass thing is something that Dean always told us. He always said, like, make sure your bass is fucking filthy, make it dirty as shit.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
That's the part that makes people dance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
That's the feel.
And we really, at the end of the day, we weren't really trying to go anything crazy with it. We wanted to keep it, very close to the the similar track, but anthem it, which we're kind of saying is like make it more progressive, make them like anthemy, keep pretty much the whole structure of the track similar, and put our little spin on it.
Yeah,
those to me too. Those are always like my favorite remixes. Are the ones that use vocal melodies with their synthesizers and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you guys nailed it out of the park there. So where can people get this? Where is it posted? Is it on your SoundCloud?
That one's just on SoundCloud for copyright purposes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
We can't release it.
Surprisingly enough, though, if you Shazam it, it will pop up. I don't know how, but it does pop up.
Yeah.
And in certain countries, we've got the analytics that it's on Apple Music in like France.
Yeah. I don't even know how that happened. I don't know.
No clue. But
so speaking of that, there is a website you can go to submit your remixes to do that.
Yeah. We've never done it. Somebody else had to do it.
Yeah, I did it for one of mine. I still don't think it's posted, even though it's approved. But I don't really know exactly how it works. I just know that it is possible. Certain songs they will like automatically approve them.
Yeah, and then they just don't give you like any money, right?
Yeah, you won't get any royalty.
Right.
It makes sense.
The original artists will get some kind of royalty out of it. You're supposed to get something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's probably just pennies though. Like
it was crazy. We were actually out, and one of our buddies was DJing. He played our track, and my sister actually was there. And I don't know why, but she was on. Like she knew it was like my song, but she just started Shazamming it, and it actually just like popped up. And I was like, "Wait, what?" I like double take that it was popping up on Shazam, and it was supposedly had like 3,000-4,000 Shazams. And I guess I don't know if somebody put it up or if Shazam maybe tried to like find the track because it got like a good amount of maybe Shazams and it wasn't popping up or what that situation was. But it pops up. What's up, Olive Oil remix? It doesn't give you obviously any link to go find it, but it pops up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, don't forget Apple owns Shazam now.
Oh,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
So if anything that's in Apple Music, Shazam automatically knows about it because they're the same company technically now.
That makes sense then, probably the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, you could find, and just going off of that too, you could find all of our stuff's on DMP and Headliner Music Club too. So DJs who have accounts, if you want to go download it, go nuts.
Dope. That's a good spot that people can find the music from. So tell me right now, what's your favorite track that you guys didn't produce?
Ooh.
Do you want like a dance song or just any song?
Whatever your jam is, man. You can
I'm in attack right now.
You can pick one each. Go ahead, pick one each.
Big in attack. Chumba Hypno Dance. I'm gonna challenge you guys. I don't know if you guys ever heard it, but it's out in Europe. It released about a year ago. Chumba Hypno Dance. I'm a big Clooney guy. Clooney's got some new stuff coming out.
Fire.
I love that dude.
Dope.
And then another song, My Life by Holophonic. Another European track.
Okay.
I'm going to go check that out.
All right.
Yeah, check it out. They're cool. They're different. They're weird. I've been really getting into tech myself, just like finding my own music. I honestly scrub SoundCloud and I scrub mix shows.
That's what
just
you
like
gotta do,
random mix shows all over and try to find like what's up and coming, what's doing well kind of out of the US and what I can bring kind of into us. I don't play a lot of these tracks, but personally I like them.
Yeah.
For me, I would say I'm gonna go pretty old, but Starry Eye Surprise, Paul Oakenfold.
Wow.
Wow.
That song is just like
gets you.
mesmerizing. It's so like I always wanted there's no acapella of it, so we can't remix it. But that's one's like the dance on that to this DJ. Like even just that sample can make a killer fucking original
Just
track.
get
Yeah,
to
we've
his
talked
DMs
about trying to
and
do
be
something
like,
with that.
Be like, yo, Paul, send me that acapella. Just
I,
DMs on it.
I wish.
You never know, man.
And,
It just sometimes it just happens.
Why don't you have Kevin sing it?
Yeah.
Which we call What a Feeling, Pete Lutz. I love that track too.
Fire.
I wish I made that.
Just fire tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some questions that are coming from the live chat here. From
Damn.
from some people. Yeah.
Man, I'm afraid of questions.
So DJ Cam from Hoboken, probably haven't heard of him, but he wants
Who
to
is
know.
that?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, wants to know, is it which song would you prefer, The Calling or Levels? So, Calling by Sebastian Ingrosso or Levels by Avicii?
I mean, we did a tribute mix to Calling, so I'm gonna have to stick with
I'll
Calling.
have to push call in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Calling.
tribute mix is fire. That one's in my set.
Thank you,
For
man.
those of you that don't know that song, check it out. But they did this gnarly little like piano intro thing that gets like really brings the energy up. Super sick. Shout out to you guys, Dean, for putting that
Thank
track out. That one's heavily in rotation in our sets.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Appreciate that. And same thing with that. Heavily simple. We did not want to change like really anything at the end of the day. We just wanted to put our personal touch on it.
Right.
Especially with that song, like anybody from Jersey, like if we messed that up, like we would have gotten ridiculed for
Yeah,
it. So.
right.
Well, that's why you
Simple
haven't,
is better when it comes to that.
well, that's
so.
why you haven't seen any edits of it, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like which is like really really funny because there's some of those songs that just don't have any bootlegs, edits, remixes, nothing. They just remain
Well, all right.
that track.
Let's be clear. There are probably a bunch. I know there are a bunch because I've heard them. They're all trash.
Most people don't play it.
I wouldn't even.
We were trying to
download
make
them.
something playable when it comes to calling
Yeah.
because we didn't want to mess it up. We definitely didn't want to overcomplicate it and really change it up because it's so iconic. It's so classic.
Yeah, with that one too,
Right.
we took a lot of it. There's a Sweet Disposition tribute mix, and that's kind of where we got the idea from.
Dope.
So we were like, oh, all right, this like they had
The
like,
reference for us.
like a lot of those like the orchestral drums that are in there and stuff like that.
Yep, yep.
That came from that reference.
That's fire, man. Going back to the live chat here. Shout out to Ivan El Patron logging in. Shout out to my homie there, another Green Rock OG. No, that's cool. Yeah, and your tribute mix did really well, and I know it was getting a lot of plays at all the major spots across the shore this past summer. So, just fire stuff, man. So,
Thank you.
tell me this: what would be one tip you would give to someone that's maybe listening right now, or someone that's going to be listening back to this? Like just from a DJ perspective, how to get out there and how did you guys make your break into the industry? What would be a tip you would give them?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was just a lot of right place, right time things. We met the right people.
100%.
Just constantly, if you're starting up now, just constantly go out, talk to the DJs, talk to the manager, try to stay as long as you can. Go earlier, I would say. Like, definitely go earlier before it's like, don't just go out to go out. Go earlier. Like, try to talk to some people, have a conversation.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, it's not always about like selling yourself. Like, I feel like some people kind of, are a little pushy and it's like really, like you have to let things take time and take effort. I'll give you a perfect example of kind of how we got into Green Rock. It's funny, we got in actually by chance. So I actually took a job out of college for a recruiting firm in Hoboken, and my mentor was Megan Marcotte, who was one of the bartenders at Green Rock. Shout out Megan Marcotte.
Yep. Shout out Meg.
they knew at my old company that I DJ'd a little bit. I only really played little local bars. We played at Mills on a Thursday, like once or like actually maybe like 4 or 5 times. Even still, like we had no presence in Hoboken by any means, and yeah, just really got close with Meg to the point where she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna like try to get you guys in there." And we got friendly with her. We got friendly with her boyfriend Jeff, and they got us kind of talking to Brandon. Brandon gave us a shot, and the rest is history. So
yeah, and I mean, like, you can keep in mind, like, this is over the course of 4 to 5 months. Like, it didn't happen instantly. Like, understand that things will take time, and you
100%.
You got to be patient.
I started the job in June. We didn't play first in Green Rock until November. I think the last week of November. So definitely a process and a time. So I would just say kind of stay in your own lane, follow your own path.
Yeah, be humble about it.
Be humble about it, network, and really just trying to learn from others. And I feel like that's a big thing and that we're trying to do.
Like we're still learning from everybody.
Yeah.
You guys, Cam, like all the guys who have been in the industry for a long time. We're just trying to keep it going.
Yeah, exactly. Learn and kind of do our own thing.
And that's something we talk about with our team a lot is get out to these venues and figure out, what works at each one of those venues because every venue is unique. The crowd that goes to each venue, although it might be the same crowd that also goes to X, Y, and Z, the energy from the bartenders based on what you're playing, the energy from the crowd based on what you're playing, the sound system, whether or not there's lights, all these different variables play into what genres and what styles of DJing and MCing and all of that goes in together. So although you could probably play the same set at, 10 different places, some songs just might work better at other places. So some styles might work better. So it's really important to get out there and, see how other people who play certain rooms very well are doing. So that way you know how to do it if you want to get in there. You're like, well, I've spent 20 weeks here. I know how these guys do it. So if anyone ever asks me to step up to the plate and do it, you're going to knock it out of the park because you already know what works. So I think 100%. That's really important.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all.
I feel like one thing that we definitely do too, and to your point, is whenever we are playing at some place new, we always go the week before, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before to definitely do that. Check out the vibe, check out what they're playing, the crowd, how the bartenders are reacting, and from that we'll take it and we'll try to kind of
at the end of the day you want to scope things out. You want to be prepared. You don't want to go in blindly. It's just going to make your job that much harder.
Yeah,
it's good. That's all I would say all around great feedback from the team, from you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here on Parlor Talk. Where can the people find your stuff? It's just Olive Oil Music, or what's your Instagram?
All of our socials, SoundCloud are at Olive Oil Music, and then like Spotify and stuff. I think you just type in Olive Oil and just look for our picture.
Yeah,
it should pop up.
We only have 2 things up there. We're working, push out some more originals.
Yeah. Good, love that.
So that's definitely a big focus of 2020. Trying to stray away a little bit from the remix and focus on originals, focus on building our presence in Spotify, and continue to build our brand. That's what we're going for.
Good, man. Well, keep it up. We're here to support you, myself, the whole team, and
appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on Parlor Talk.
Thank you guys for having us.
So sit right there. Just put your
Tech Night 2020.
Dope, man. Yeah, don't disconnect. Just put yourself on mute. All right, everyone. So this wraps up episode 11 of the Parlor Talk. We are just really excited to go inside Green Rock with 3 people that are really important to that ecosystem. But shout out to everyone that's involved at Parlor Talk and at Green Rock for putting this whole thing together. So once again, that was Olive Oil. First up, we had Brandon Bovino, and that's it. This wraps up this episode. If you guys are still watching live, make sure you guys go below on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel. This episode will be uploaded back up onto our YouTube so you guys can go back and watch it. But right now, the best way to support us and Parlor Talk and the whole team and promote Olive Oil and Brandon and Green Rock is go subscribe to the channel so people know what's going on. And we appreciate your support. Thanks, man. Peace. Oh, yep. Let's talk about who we got coming up. So some notables. Pretty excited about this. So Monday we got the famous Bacardi Artie, one of the industry's most well-known entertainers. He's coming on, followed by some other special guests such as DJ MI and DQ and DJ Jason Keats. So we got a few really awesome people lined up in the week coming up, and we'll be publishing on that schedule on our website, parlortalk.tv. Go check out our website. It's where you can get all the latest and greatest information about who's coming up on the show. But we appreciate everyone's support. Thank you so much, and peace out.